So, Trump, the Suge Knight of the USA of America. Boy, I tell you, that Trump is a mess. I don't know if that is not white privilege. Tell me what is, because I don't know how in the heck. I'm not supposed to be using profanity for the rest of, for another 365 days, excuse me. Um, so Trump is not going to focus on the pandemic because, he doesn't wear masks. He wants to focus on how bad Oakland and Detroit. Now, he said another city, but I'm not sure. Can we talk about DC? Wasn't he considered a bunker B? Mm-hmm. Has he ever even been to Oakland? Maybe, maybe not. Someone said on Facebook that he used to be a Democrat before he ran for office. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Mm-hmm. Um. So what exactly? Oakland does have crime, as most major cities do, but Oakland is a very beautiful, beautiful city. It's not. I wouldn't say it's as beautiful as San Francisco because San Francisco has to be one of the most beautiful cities in the world. And I'm not being biased because I've been to a lot of cities, not all of them, but I've been to a few. Um, and I'm just trying to think pound to pound. I think Prague is beautiful. Um, Budapest, Paris. Okay, But there's no, I still don't think that they touch San Francisco. You got the Golden Gate Bridge, you got the ocean, you have Golden Gate Park, you have Coy Tower, just to look at it visibly from the water. When you go to Treasure Island, it's just so beautiful. Oakland, it doesn't have as many tourist attractions, but the weather is beautiful, good restaurants, and the people. As far as black people, to me, Oakland has some of the most beautiful black people on earth. On earth. Now, I don't know if they're hiding or what. I would say the East Bay. But the festival at the lake, remember back in the day? Oh my goodness. What else? If you go anywhere to the Paramount, remember Jeffries? Yeah. No, Oakland is not as dangerous. They do have some dangerous pockets, but with gentrification, it's nothing like it used to be. Um, with all the hookers and pimps and drugs and everything. I'm not saying it's not there, but no, it's nothing like it used to be. Oh no, Oakland is gentrified now. And I'm not saying with white people or, a certain class of, sophistication or whatever, because Oakland, before it got gentrified, Oakland had money. In the hills, there's a lot of money. In that other video, when I was talking about Eric getting killed, there's the flats, but then there's Oakland Hills, and there's a lot of money in Oakland Hills, a ton of money. Oakland, especially in the black community, there you in Oakland, there's a lot of black doctors and attorneys, and upper middle class uh, people, black, lots of money, lots of money. I'm not saying that they're, filthy rich, but they're not anywhere near the poverty line. Poverty line. Now, in the flash, you had 6 9 Village or whatever, but there's a hustle. There's a hustle. Yeah, people are not, upper middle class, but I'm not saying that there's not upper middle class in the flats. There's just a mixture. Well, now, rent is so expensive. So the flats are not even, it's so expensive. And that's what people, if you guys don't understand who live outside of the Bay Area, it's extremely expensive to pay rent here. Like, it's nothing for people to pay $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 for an apartment. So what people are paying for mini mansions, maybe, in mortgage down in Texas or in Alabama or North Dakota or Idaho or Arizona, regular people are paying that for rent, excuse me, in the Bay Area. So I can't even call the flats ghetto because I don't know what ghetto has, apartments for two, three, $4,000. So, like even where I live, there may be some, ex hoods, but I don't see, hoods where the houses are worth $1 million that are 1,200 or 900 to 1,200 square feet. That just doesn't make sense to me. So when President Trump talked about, how bad Oakland is, I don't think that he was definitely, I just, that's an idiot, because Oakland is a beautiful place. Not only do you have, Lake Merritt, but it's just the feel of Oakland. Hustlers, people are educated. You have Berkeley right next door, but the people, the vibe, the pride that people have, the sisters, let me tell you, let me go back. In Oakland, I was going to a junior prom. I forgot the guy's name, but I think it was El Cerrito's junior prom. And I was at a hair shop in downtown Oakland. And this is when the crimps, are these crimps? Yeah, when the crimps were coming in. So, I went to one of these fly, real hip shops in Oakland, in downtown Oakland. And this was in the 80s. So back then, they had I think they had a hair school in Oakland on Telegraph. Was it on Telegraph? It was somewhere. I think it was Telegraph. But it was really good talents. I mean, Oakland, you got to understand, your hair has to be on point. Now they got the weaves and the wigs and all that other stuff. But back in the day, you would get your hair done, not, throw on a weave, a lace front, and glue it down. No. Beauticians had to do hair, and it was nothing to stay in a beauty shop, for 6 hours or well into 2, 3 o'clock in the morning to get your hair done, because you just have to have that look. So I'm in this shop in Oakland, downtown Oakland, and it was, so this man comes in and he starts to dance his behind off. I mean, turning and doing all that. Guess who it was? MC Hammer. Yeah, it was MC Hammer. It was MC Hammer. How dare you, President Trump, talk about the town like that? I don't know. And Donald Trump has been around some hitters. Literally some hitters. I think, him and Mike Tyson's, who's the guy with the crazy hair that was Mike Tyson's manager and allegedly took all his money? I think they were boys. But, I think he was cool with Oprah. He was cool with the Clintons. Like, Donald Trump knows black culture. Don't get it confused. I think him and Puffy were cool. And it's a trip because now that he's president, everyone's looked the other way. Oh, you're no longer Trump's friend? Okay, but we do have pictures. I think Trump was at each and every one of Tyson's fights. You know what I'm saying? He knows black culture. So for him to speak on Oakland in such a derogatory way, I'm just like, really, Trump? But a fool, they just have to come out fighting. And I just, I tried to give him some points, but I think he's just stressed out. He may be a little sick. I think he allegedly might have the COVID, or had it, or might have it, or I don't know. I just think that he knows he's losing a losing battle, so he's just coming out in each direction. Okay, but let's get on Detroit, because he's talking about the town and the D. Like, wait a minute, who do you think you gonna talk about the town and the D? Like, how? What is wrong with you? Didn't you say, Trump, that you were going to fix the issues in Detroit? Didn't you say you were going to do a lot for the black community? I don't see it, because them stimulus checks don't count. And as I said before, what happened to those reparation checks? That's, if you want to fix and help the black community, sign on the dotted line. You can do it. You're the man in charge. You're the head of death row. Literally. That's what we need to call you, the death row president. Trump. That's what I'm going to name this thing. President of death row. The U.S. Because what's the count now? 100. I'm about to do another video. 125,000 people dead. 125,000 people dead, and you can't even wear a mask. But Detroit, what have you? Maybe I'm ignorant to the fact that you've done so much for the D. Detroit is not where it was. It has improved, but I don't think it's because of Trump. But I could be wrong. They have a white mayor. Not that I'm saying that by them having a white mayor that things have drastically improved, but I know someone. My two play brothers are in Detroit, and they do a lot of home renovations. And I was thinking of moving there, and the prices have drastically increased in Detroit. If you didn't get it, you're about to miss out. But for how is it that you degrade a place that you've never even helped out? Like, is that fair? Like, I can understand if you attempted to help Detroit, because what's going on with Flint? Like, they literally, after what, how many years? They finally got their water that they need, or they're getting the pipes replaced. Is that because of you? I don't know. Let me know. But how is it that you can talk about, a place as the president of the United States, and wouldn't you want to say, okay, yeah, it's not, the safest place to live, but I think, was it Detroit, Oakland, and Chicago? But I'm just going to focus on Oakland and Detroit. But actually, my father really he left his heart in Chicago. But I'm not going to go there, because that's like a 20-hour video. But Detroit, Detroit, I went to Detroit, what was it, 2 years ago? That wasn't my first time. I've been to Detroit at least 4 or 5 times. Detroit is a beautiful city. Actually, Detroit reminds me a lot of Oakland, but the downtown Detroit, to me, is as beautiful as San Francisco's downtown. It reminds me a lot of San Francisco with the Embarcadero, you can see over to Canada. Detroit is up and coming, and it is nice. Once they get the economy on track, Detroit, listen, I've been trying to get to Detroit for the past 5 years. And if I can just get one little break, I'm out. I am out of here. Listen, if you guys know of any way that I can get to Detroit and buy some property with a quickness, like, cash only, boom, or turnkey, let me know, okay? No, and the people, oh, look, ladies, listen. If you think there's a shortage on men in the Bay Area or wherever you are, go to Detroit. There is a plethora of men everywhere. I've never seen so many black men. And beautiful. A lot of people who come out of Detroit are beautiful. Lonnie, she's from Detroit. Kendra, she's from Detroit. Big Sean, is that his name? You see how handsome he is. There's a lot of beautiful people. I don't know where all those beautiful people came from. I wouldn't say they're as beautiful as the blacks in New York or in Oklahoma, but um, people are really nice. I mean, really nice. I went on, I went to some pancake, no, some waffle place. Ooh, I wish I knew the name of it or whatever. Best waffles. It was so good. I had seconds. Waffles and chicken. It's on some, I wouldn't say it's not, it's something like the Magnificent Mile or whatever, but it's on some street in Detroit, and there were shops and boutiques. And the lady told me that there was some football player who who had invested in that street, and and he had invested in that particular street, and now it's all being renovated, and it's so good. Oh my god. Cuzzo's. Cuzzo's. Cuzzo's is that's it. Cuzzo's in Detroit. Let me tell you, those waffles were everything. Oh, and they had a big, huge picture of um, Cuzzo's chicken and waffles on Livernois. There's a section of Livernois where, especially right, like in this 2 block radius, um, there's restaurants and boutiques and murals. I have, if you look on my Facebook, there's mural, or even on Instagram, there's murals of um, Auntie Auntie Riri and Marvin Gaye. Detroit was kind of the beginning. Now it's Atlanta, but Detroit was it back in the day. See, you see those waffles? If you ever go to Detroit, go to Cuzzo's on Livernois. Levernois. Levernois, am I pronouncing that right? Let me tell you. Oh my God, that was so good. The food is good. The food is pretty good in the Midwest, Chicago. My goodness. But yeah, Detroit, it's not what they portray it to be. I mean, granted, Detroit has a lot of crime, and yes, Detroit has problems. Every city does. But let me tell you, those people, it's fun. They need to boost up their retail. Like downtown Detroit doesn't have like any stores to shop for women. They have one boutique of clothes. They have the Nike store or whatever. I didn't see a Marshalls or anything like that. It was one boutique, and I was like, that's a great opportunity. That's a great opportunity. You guys, let's try and build up Detroit. Black people, we need to build up Detroit. Now, I did go to the museum to that museum, the Soul Museum. You know what you want to talk about. Anyway, and they were selling, t-shirts and everything outside, but downtown, it wasn't there. There's so much opportunity in Detroit. I really need to be there right now. I don't know what is wrong with me. I need to be in Detroit. Anyway, Trump, you were wrong. You were wrong, because Oakland is not a horrible place to live. Anyone that has been to Oakland and has visited will tell you that that is an amazing city. Now, as far as the leadership and the mayor or whatever, that's between you and her. But keep Oakland out of your mouth. If you don't like Libby, then say you don't like her, but don't play Oakland like that. And as far as Detroit, you're completely wrong. Detroit is an amazing city, and it has amazing people. It was bankrupt and it went through a lot, but it's coming back. It's definitely coming back. So Trump, you know what? No, you're wrong. Okay, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.